Hey guys, thanks for joining us. My name is Stephanie Vadimnook, and I am a one-star Diamond Beachbody coach. And I am here today with my success partner, Amy Delle. I will let her introduce herself in a minute, but we just wanted to hop on today and talk a little bit about coaching and what coaching has done for us, how we got started, and why we think it's so great. So, Amy Delle, I'll just let you quickly introduce yourself, and then we'll get started.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Delle Shoemaker. I live on the west coast of the United States. I live in Portland, Oregon, and I've been a Beachbody coach for about a year and a half, and I'm a Diamond coach, and I'm excited to give you some takeaways of why I signed up and what I love about coaching.
Awesome. That made me think of the fact that I didn't tell you that I'm from Canada, Saskatchewan, actually, and I have also been a coach for about a year and a half, since March of 2015. So here we go. Let's get started. So I just wanted to start with talking about what made you decide to become a coach.
Yeah. So a friend of mine signed up to be a Beachbody coach, and at first I thought she was a little bit crazy. I also was turned off by the idea of drinking shakes, and I was just like, what is she doing? This must be nuts. And then she moved across the country, and I thought, ooh, this might be a good way for me to stay in contact with her. And so I started researching what it was to be a Beachbody coach. And then I was still kind of turned off about the shakes. And then she bought me a whole bag of shakes. And I became totally enthralled with how I felt about drinking Shakeology. And then I like to research things. When I researched being a coach, I found that the people who stuck with it and like continued their own journey and built their business at the 2-year mark, at the 3-year mark, these people were like retiring their day job, quitting their jobs, buying their dream home, living their like life of freedom. And so I just, in the back of my mind, I was like, ooh, I could do this. I could really do this. So that's how I signed up.
Awesome. All right.
How about you?
Well, my story is a little bit long, so I won't go too much into it, but I started coaching actually when my husband Dave and I decided to start doing the 21-day fix. I ordered it online. I didn't have a coach, and I was looking up recipes, and I actually came across my coach, our upline coach, Leslie Davis, on YouTube. And I was looking up recipes, and I was checking it out, looking at her website, and I came across her coaching webinar, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know that there was such thing. I didn't know that there was coaching connected to the 21-day fix. And so when I started reading it, it didn't take me long. After a day, I was totally sold. I read and watched YouTube videos on top coaches, and I saw the success they had, and I thought, you know what, I want that, and I can do that. I'm a teacher. I'm not teaching right now, but I am a teacher, and so I have that. And just like Amy Delle is also a teacher, and we have that natural ability to want to help people. So this really just gave me a focus and something to do while I wasn't teaching that still gave me that sense of helping people and accomplishment. So that's kind of how I got started.
Awesome.
All right, so next I was just going to ask how your life has changed since you signed up, because it really changes so many aspects of your life if you really let yourself get into coaching and really embrace everything it has to offer. It can really change so many parts of your life.
Yeah, so the part where you're drinking a superfood shake and you're doing the workouts has an obvious like physical transformation, which I have felt and I have loved, just being my healthiest self. And then also the part where you have the finances, so it can change your financial life too, or offer you a little bit of freedom, if you're able to go from full-time to part-time, or just start that journey of making this a real business with a real income. So both of those it's been for me, really awesome to get fit and then start making an income. But for me, it's my mindset and just the freedom. And also, like, I'm not there yet. Like, I still feel like I'm still new at this coaching thing. But for me, it's just like having this dream that I'm working towards and just being my best self. And so, like, right now, my husband works 15-hour days. He owns a restaurant, and we very rarely see him. And so aside from just helping other people and, build their best life, I personally am working towards just that freedom for myself. And that's been the personal accountability for me of just, waking up and just having a vision for my life has been so awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm same thing kind of for me. The freedom is really great. It's given me that little bit of income that I can still not feel like I can't ever do anything because I'm not teaching right now. So I'm getting that extra income. I'm really working on building my team and building my business, and that just gives me such a positive focus every day. I've been through a lot of loss, lost 4 babies. A lot of you watching this probably already know that. If you don't, I've 2 of them have been since we started Beachbody, and I've started my journey with Beachbody, which is another reason why I started. But that plays a really big toll on you mentally, obviously, and physically, and all of that. So when I became a coach, I learned to be a lot more positive of a person, because that's something I sometimes struggle with. I get to focus on helping other people, and that keeps me positive. It keeps me thinking positive. And one of the other main things that it's done for me is made me so much more confident. Like,
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Before Beachbody, you would not catch me leaving the house to go outside without makeup on. Now I do make videos where I'm full of sweat. I have no makeup on. I have zits everywhere, whatever, right? I don't care. I gotta do a video.
You still kind of look good, just to warn you. I haven't seen a bad video yet.
I have makeup on right now, but there are so many times when I take a picture and I post it and I'm like, whoa, who is this person? Like, I never would have done that before Beachbody. Before I became a coach, I was not that person. Like, I didn't post on Facebook. I didn't post pictures. People didn't see me working out or see me without makeup ever. That just wasn't me. And finally, I just thought, you know what? Who cares? This is what I do.
Yeah.
Like, I want people to trust me and believe me. And so that has changed me so much. I'm way more confident in that.
I agree. I feel like I'm letting the real me shine without worrying about what people think. And if I could bottle that up and give it to people, like, it's such a gift.
Yeah, and I've seen it with so many of my coaches and people on my team too. Customers, coaches, some of you that are watching this right now, you have become so much more confident since starting your own journey with Beachbody, whether it's as a customer or a coach, and it's amazing. I see that and I'm just like, oh my God, look at that person. Like, before, they were so uncomfortable, so, you know, had no confidence, and now just look at them. They're doing all these things that they wouldn't have done before, and so that really helps change people's lives.
I love it. I totally love that aspect.
And you don't feel like you have to be perfect anymore, because you're not. Nobody's perfect. Nobody really wants to be perfect. That would be really hard work. So, all right, the next question: what's your favorite part about coaching? We probably kind of touched on it, but
yeah, you know, my husband and I were kind of struggling in the spring with financially and just having time for each other. And I earned a cruise to the Bahamas and Jamaica, and it was awesome. And so with that, just to be able to, like, my mom watched my kids, and we went with all the Beachbody folks on a trip, and seems so cheesy that would be one of my best parts, but we really, really needed it, right? Like, it was so dreamy to have, like, my job provide this opportunity to have this escape with my husband. And then I'm with like-minded people. I'm hanging out with people on my team who are enjoying themselves, who are feeling confident in their own skin. And I think the friendships and being able to hang out with people who are positive and wanting to be healthy it's dreamy. It's my favorite part is the side benefits of it.
yeah, I would have to agree. I can't really add much to that. I feel pretty much the same way with all of that, and also just the freedom that it gives you, and being your own boss. I love being my own boss. I love being able to decide how much I work, when I work, what I'm going to do with my time that day, planning out my day. I'm working on my schedule, not somebody else's. And that is huge to me, because I've always had a natural, you know, for doing business. It's just always been something I've enjoyed. But being a teacher, you don't have a whole lot of freedom. You're very
You can't even go to the bathroom.
No, exactly. When you're teaching little kids especially, you can't even go to the bathroom on your own time, right? So it's so nice just to have that freedom of being your own boss. And you know what? I'm set my own business, and if the harder I work, the higher my income's going to be, and the more people I'm going to help, and all of that. So it's in my control, and that's what I really like about it, and that's one of my favorite parts of it too. All right, last question, I guess, is: do you have any advice for anyone that is thinking about becoming a Beachbody coach, or even just joining Beachbody as a challenger to start their own journey, whether it's just their physical journey or if they want to start coaching and helping people and have that freedom?
Yeah. So when I was in Nashville, this like two-part aspect of being a coach kind of hit me. And part of it was with being with some people on my team who aren't at their, physical peak fitness in their own mind. They feel like they aren't at the end of their journey yet. And so, some people on my team are feeling like they have to wait until they have their, success in finishing all of their weight loss first. And same thing with coaching. Like I am still living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm striving to build like financial freedom. And so in some ways, I feel the same way about inviting people to this business, because I can't show them like, look, I'm rich. I'm, full-time Beachbody coach. I don't have that yet. And so the same thing with your own physical transformation. The way I thought about it is you start out with both of those aspects of, you say, do this with me. So if you haven't lost all your weight yet, or you don't feel like you're quite ready to say, I'm at the end of my journey, you still invite people to do this with you, and you just phrase it as, do this with me. And you can probably think of 10 people in your life who would like to do it with you, and you don't have to be at the end of your journey yet. And in fact, by not being on the end of your journey, that's going to be appealing to some people, that they'll want to do this with you. And it's also, I think, for coaches, if I could give one piece of advice, it would be to invite people to the coaching opportunity now, not to wait. Like, you don't have to be a superstar coach to have people do the coaching part of it with you either. And I basically had this aha moment in Nashville that it's like, whether it's to invite people to join you in a challenge group, or whether it's to invite people to the coaching opportunity, until you're at the spot that you want to be, you phrase it as, do this with me. And they'll want to do it with you. Yeah. And then as soon as you've reached financial success, as soon as you're like at the peak of your physical fitness, that's when you can say, look what I did. Look what I did. Let me show you how. And so really, wherever you're at a spot where you can invite to both opportunities.
Yeah, that's awesome. I kind of the same thing. I would just say, like Amy Delle was saying, you don't have to be at the end of your journey. And one of the best things about coaching is it helps your own accountability so much. If you're posting and trying to provide value to other people and asking them to join you and posting about your journey, that's keeping you accountable to your own goals. And it is so much easier to stay accountable to your own goals when—
I agree. I don't want to skip a day because people are counting on me.
Yeah, people are watching you, so they're waiting for you to post that workout. Even if you don't know they're watching you, if they're not liking, they're not commenting, you've never seen them, talk to them about it, and all of a sudden one day they come to you and say, hey, I've been watching you. And it's like, oh, yeah, really? I've never seen you even like anything, right? But they're watching you anyways, and you know that. And so as a coach, you are so much more accountable because you have that, because you're a coach. Even if you're just starting out and you're not sure if you want to go into it all the way as a business, lots of people start it as a hobby, help friends and family. That's okay too, right? You don't have to go all in right away. You can. There's lots of opportunity to, but you don't have to. So your own accountability is really huge. So I would say that, even if you're thinking about it, if you just want to even help to pay for your Shakeology every month, then there's that opportunity too. Some people just have that goal going into coaching. Hey, I want to drink Shakeology every month. It's kind of expensive. Yeah, it is. We know that, but you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it for what you get, how it makes you feel, and all of that. So it can help by just getting a few people to join you, and your coaching journey can start that way as well.
And it feels really, really good to have your people who you bring on find success. Like, there's just no other feeling like getting those texts like, I lost 10 pounds. Thank you for your support. And it feels good to provide people with the answer, with like a solution to what they've been struggling with for a long time. It feels really good.
It does. Yeah. And you'll hear this in any time you hear coaches talking, but the one thing that we'll both agree on, and Amy Delle kind of touched on it, is Beachbody coaching is not a get rich quick business at all. It takes hard work. It takes some sacrifice. It takes a lot of patience and understanding and just believing in yourself. It takes a while. You're not going to be rich overnight. You're not going to be rich in a year. But you know what? If it takes you 5 years to get to your goal, 5 years isn't that long, really. Like, I think about it and I think, okay, what if
and actually I have no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that the hard work will pay off. And so in some respects, it's easy to do the hard work when you know you're going to reach your goals.
Yeah, exactly. And it takes time. So it's just remembering that. But we have such an amazing team that when somebody gets a little down or off and like, I can't do this, everyone's there to say, oh, yes, you can. You're not going anywhere because it's going to happen. You just need to keep going. So our team is amazing.
Yeah.
You can't be joining a better team. As you can tell, my success partner is fantastic. So, all right. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I have the best one.
Oh, thank you.
No, I would agree. Like, for me, it's a no-brainer because you're doing this for yourself while helping others. And where else are you going to get paid for that with having freedom? Like, that's the part where it just feels really good to be a part of it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for hopping on the call.
It was so nice to talk to you.
Doing this. Yeah. And thanks everyone for watching and learning a little bit more from the two of us about what Beachbody coaching is. If you're interested, you know where to find us, and we're happy to chat with you more about it. Bye, guys.